Hello everyone, this is the Dinosaur Man here with another video. This is a video about everything wrong with Disney's dinosaur accuracy-wise. This is going to be a long one. First off, we have the Iguanodon. First off, their eyes are too big. This is because Disney wanted to make them more expressive. I don't mind this though. Second off, they gave them lips. Iguanodon didn't have lips. Instead, they have a beak. But they had a beak in the movie. It's just that they covered them with lips, just to make them more expressive. Next, we have Parasaurolophus. Well, I don't mind the movie's Parasaurolophus. In fact, I will admit it looks pretty good. But the issue is the feet. Specifically, the front feet. The feet in this movie seem to be a weird hand shape similar to the Iguanodon, when in reality it was more like a hoof. Second off, they likely didn't have a flap over their crest. This is because that they might primarily use their crest for communication. But we don't know since skin tissue doesn't really preserve. Next we have Brachiosaurus, and it has the same problems that the one from Jurassic Park has. What I do like about them is that they have more unique feet rather than the just the elephant feet that Jurassic Park does. But the issue is their nostrils. They have the old nostril placement theory where the nostrils are on the top of the head instead of the actual snout. Now we know that's probably not true. Also, the head shape is completely wrong. Mainly because they mostly based the film version off of the very similar Giraffe Titan, which at the time was not discovered yet. Next are the birds. I'm not really going to say anything about them, mainly because I don't know what kind they are. Next is Longsguamia. It has two problems. One, long sticky tongue like a chameleon. Don't know if it had this. Second off, it's shown to be able to fly. Well, this was based on an older theory. Now it's believed that their weird crest was most likely a sexual display. But we really don't know, so that's the best we can guess. Next, it's Carnotaurus. The Carnotaurus in this movie is way too big. It's more like Tyrannosaurus proportions rather than an actual Carno. Also, the horns should be a little bit more to the side and a bit longer. Also, the arms should be way shorter and more connected to the body. They should be also a bit faster as well, since they were more built for speed. Also, they should have lips over their teeth. Next is Pachyrhinosaurus. I actually really like the Pachyrhinosaurus design in that movie. It's pretty cool. Here we go. I had to talk about this at some point. The Oviraptor. This movie proves that some dinosaurs need feathers and others don't. This one needs it desperately. They just look like naked chickens. It is disgusting to look at. And second off, their hands are not able to pronate downs. They can only pronate to the sides. Next is the amphibian. I honestly can't tell what this thing is supposed to be, but based on its head shape, maybe a Diplocaulus. And if that is, I have two problems with it. One, it's too big. Second off, the head should be more pronounced. Third of all, it should be extinct by now, since they didn't even live with dinosaurs. Next is Euoplocephalus. This guy barely got even any screen time, mainly because it is mostly only seen screaming. Next is Pteranodon. I'm sorry, I meant Geosternbergia. The Geosternbergia in this film is alright. It's a little outdated, but fine. The wings should be a bit more rounded at the tips, and it should be covered in pycnofibers, a sort of feather or fur-like substance that's not quite that, but it serves the same purpose. Let's get this thing started. Lemurs didn't live with dinosaurs. Early prosimians did, but not lemurs. Though I do like how they specifically mention that they're coral cephacas. Easy to tell. Next is Velociraptor. Man, the Velociraptors are much better than they were in Jurassic Park. They're given accurate sizes, they have accurate proportions, and their wrists are in the correct position. But they still have problems. For one, lack of feathering. Well, obviously this theory wasn't fully accepted at the time, so I'm not gonna judge it that much. Also, they shouldn't have slit pupils. They likely didn't have them because they were mainly related to birds, not quite reptiles. Also, the velociraptor is way too shrink wrapped. It should have a bit more fat to it. Next is Microceratus. I can't really say anything about Microceratus since it barely got even any screen time and we didn't really get any close-ups. But honestly, I think the tail should be a bit more quilled. Next is Styracosaurus. Honestly, the Styracosaurus is fine. I would give it a bit more colors, especially in the males. And also the fact that next is Ankylosaurus. The Ankylosaurus is a bit too small. It has way too many spikes, which it likely didn't have, mainly because it was covered in thick osteoderms that are more like plates rather than just covered in spikes all over the place. That's weird. The Mollusk's design is actually pretty good. That's nice. Next is some kind of ornithomimid. I'm not really sure. It could be Gallimimus, Struthiomimus, Ornithomimus. It's just missing feathering. That's all. Do note that this is not me actually hating this movie. I actually really like this one. It's just personal opinion and scientific accuracy. Okay, goodbye.